Grayson, Coach Anaya has talked a lot about the weapons that this offense has and how he has to be kind of creative with some of the offensive schemes that he's working. What's it like for you to work with that many different guys you can kind of go to out there?
Yeah, it's awesome. A lot of playmakers around me, a lot of options, a lot of fast guys to get the ball to. Casey had a lot of weight on his shoulders last year, had to do a lot of different things. I think it's important this year that we have a lot of different guys that can do a lot of things. So defenses aren't just going to be able to cue in on where number 10 is. There's a lot of other guys they have to worry about. So it's exciting, man. It makes my life a lot easier. So I love working with those guys.
And I also said last week that Casey's role is not going to diminish. I mean, how much importance have you guys still put on him and his shoulders to still kind of carry this offense too?
Yeah, I mean, Casey's Casey. He's gonna make big plays and do good things out there. So the more we can get him the ball, the better. So I think it's just going to make our lives easier with all the other weapons around him. The defenses aren't just going to be able to cue in on where he is, be able to spread the ball around. But when Casey gets the ball, good things happen. So we're going to continue to try to get him the ball as much as we can.
What are you seeing from the running back room and their contributions?
Yeah, I think Jordan's done a great job. He's kind of came in and led that room, and there's a lot of guys in there that can get things done. And Kendrick's coming off a year last year where he got to get his feet wet and play some snaps, and then we got a young guy, Duke Scott, that's done a really good job in the spring that's going to get some snaps too. So obviously Jordan's kind of the vet in that room, and he's kind of leading those guys, but he's done a great job, and the whole room as a whole has done a really good job so far.
Does being a 1 year or 2 year transfer for some of the other guys, does that change how you approach the season at all, and how you might approach, your legacy?
No, I don't think so. I think the most important thing for me was to get to know the guys when I first got here, to build those relationships. I think the stronger your bonds are and the stronger those relationships are, the harder you play for your teammates on the field. So that was really important for me. But I think the approach has always been the same. I want to go out there and be great. I know I got to put in the work and take care of my body. So I think the approach is kind of the same.
We didn't get to see quite as much of Dakari last year as we expected. What have you seen from him on the practice field as you can see translating to the game?
Yeah, I mean, he's a vet guy. He's played a lot of football, and he's worked really hard this offseason. I worked with him a lot this offseason when I got here throughout the summer, and just the changes he's made, taking care of his body off the field and coming in every day and going to work. So it's been fun throwing the ball to Dakari, and we expect big things from him this year.
I think I already know the answer to this, but your AP poll preseason came out yesterday. You all went to 24. Do you pay attention to that at all? Is that something you care about in any way, shape, or form? What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think it's exciting, right? I think it's exciting to know that people are kind of acknowledging the talent that we have here, the momentum that we have going into the season. I think right now the most important thing for us is to focus on how NC State can be better than the day before. And I think we've done a great job of that, coming out every day during camp and just putting the cleats to the grass and going to work, putting our heads down and going to work. So it's exciting to see that, obviously, to get some recognition from the school and the community. But our goal is to come here and get better each and every day and get ready to play Western Carolina week 1.
And you talked a little bit about KC and how great he is at this point, but the receiver room in general, a lot of talent, also a young group. How have you seen that group kind of grow over the course of fall camps?
I think they push each other every day. They really do. They come to work, and I think I've done a good job of kind of bringing those guys together and getting them on the same page. But I mean, they do a fantastic job. Like I said, there's so many playmakers around me. It makes my job so much easier to just find the open guy, get in the fast guy's hands, and let him run. So really excited about working with that whole group.
What are those conversations like, getting everyone on the same page? How is that kind of mesh happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it started in the spring, going out on the field on our own and just throwing routes on air, taking it into the summer, and then getting into those conversations about different coverages and leverages and how I expect them to run different routes, and overall just getting on the same page, getting on the same timing with those guys. The more reps we can get together, the better. So.
On the note of younger guys, someone that Coach and I and Coach Doran both noted on last week was Keenan. How's he sort of kind of grown thus far and kind of made his impression?
Yeah, I mean, you see him coming in the spring. He was an early enroll guy, and just immediately you can see that he is a lot further ahead than you would expect as a early enrollee freshman. And then this camp, I mean, he's really turned it on. The strides that he's made from the spring is really impressive. Today you saw him going against Aiden White, making some contested catches, and he's a good player and he cares. He wants to be on the field, and you can see that. And so, really excited about being with him. He's another Union County guy, so from the same area as me. So love Keenan.
How much more work do you have on the mullet at this point?
I don't know, man. It's coming. I'm one cut in, so I'll clean it up after camp, see where I am, and just kind of ride it out.
Defensively, what's impressed you about the other side of the ball? You obviously are going up against them majority of the days. Anyone stand out from that?
I mean, I really think the whole defense as a whole, I think it's so important for us as an offense to see those looks from our defense every day. I mean, starting with the front up front. I mean, we have Davin and Trevally and Brandon Cleve up front that we have to block, and then the guys, you know, in the back end are really make it challenging for us. So it's really iron sharpening iron every day, and it's highly competitive out there. If you go out there and watch practice, it's highly competitive every day. So we're just pushing each other and trying to be the best we can be every day.
Are you guys getting sick of hitting each other and facing each other at this point?
It's getting to that point. I think it's getting a little chippy out there. You know, once you get to 2 weeks into camp, it's like, all right, we're ready to hit another color jersey. But it's great. We just got to do a good job of keeping it highly competitive, but taking care of our guys at the same time while we're out there.
How would you describe what it's like going up against Aiden on a consistent basis? Is he one of the top defensive backs you've had to try and make completions?
Yeah, man, no doubt. I think, you know, Aiden and a lot of the other guys in the back end do a really good job. They're coached at a high level, and the coaches expect big things from them. So it just makes me that much better going against guys like that. You know, have to have perfect ball placement, or, you know, it could be tipped, it could be picked, anything like that. So going against those guys every day really makes me better. Thank you, guys.